Hey guys, Allie Marie here, and this is My Catholic Perspective. Today, if you were to go on my YouTube channel, you would see that I have moved the vast majority of my videos from the past to private. I had over 450 videos. This was not something that was taken lightly. It's something that I have considered in the past. And because of the fact that there were some theological truths that I do believe the Catholic Church stands for and that I do ultimately ascribe to, I do not believe that those truths were spoken in love. And so I have opted to remove all of my videos because I did not like that I was essentially cherry picking and just taking certain videos down that people were telling me I had said something offensive. And it's just like, clearly I cannot trust my past content to accurately reflect who I am today. In reviewing my old videos, I was able to identify where there were shifts in my content for how my target audience gradually changed through the years. So when I first started this blog, it was in July of 2014. I had become Catholic about a year prior, and my goal was to reach the general public to teach about Catholic doctrine and why the Church taught what it teaches. Merely 4 months later, I was unexpectedly diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it totally rocked my world. It was completely out of the blue, and this is one of the videos that I have left public. After my brain surgery, my target audience seemed to shift to talking with Protestants on how to draw them back to the Catholic faith. This eventually morphed into speaking with Catholics directly in what the Church taught and what it means to be Catholic. Like, what pieces of doctrine do we need to understand as Catholics to genuinely submit to the magisterium and be fully unified with what the Catholic Church teaches? For Lent of 2018, there was a group of Catholic content creators that decided to come together to do Lent, which is where we were all posting one video per day in efforts to revamp our content. During this time, I opted to experiment with a few things, such as having a tagline of Catholic alligators. I was doing Musical Monday videos where I was doing parodies of different songs and people were guessing the songs. And unfortunately, I chose to use Musical Monday to address incredibly sensitive topics. One of these topics was IVF and infertility. And so it was not spoken in love what the Church teaches about IVF. And it just was incredibly insensitive, completely tone deaf, in my opinion. And I am just incredibly sorry for having made that mistake. Moving forward, I was really struggling with my content because I felt like I had already identified all of these pieces of doctrine. I had already explained way back when why the Church taught what she taught. So why would I make new videos if the content was already out there? So with this, I started speaking about personal experiences. I was always maintaining authenticity to myself through every point. My videos were almost like a journal of me processing what it was that I was going through. About a year ago, in November of 2020, I posted a video about what it means to be Catholic and completely submit to the Catholic's teaching on the LGBTQ community. I started the video with stating, if you disagree with anything in here, please do not comment about it because those comments will not be entertained. This was because I had shared in previous videos that I experienced same-sex attraction and choose not to act on it. And people were coming at me telling me that it was impossible for me to live a fulfilled existence and to be at peace while denying myself and suppressing something that is a part of me. I would say that I have fully accepted that piece of myself and am at peace in choosing to not pursue those inclinations and desires. And even 10 years ago, when I had the opportunity to date a woman, when I had an opportunity to pursue that type of relationship, and I chose not to, I would say that in and of itself has still brought me peace. I do not regret pursuing it, and I feel as though where I am in my place today, I feel that I would actually have more regret if I had pursued that relationship. So I can speak on that for myself, for my choices, and the reason I began that video that way was because people have invalidated my experience of being a woman who is attracted to other women. That said, I made a very blunt and politically incorrect statement about heaven. I stated that heaven is not politically correct. Heaven is discriminatory. That was not spoken in love. It was not giving anyone any opportunity or giving any nuance to how heaven is understood to be in Catholicism. What I meant by heaven is not politically correct is that heaven does not change based on the time period. Like, heaven is consistent. There is no morality, baseline morality, that changes regardless of what the world understands to be okay at any given moment. By stating heaven is discriminatory, what I intended to mean by that is not everybody is going to be let in. However, that doesn't mean that just because you are making particular life choices that God will not have mercy on your soul. Back in 2013, Pope Francis came out and said, yes, even atheists can go to heaven. And I did a video 7 years ago on that fact, and I am going to be making that particular video public today. I stand behind every single aspect of what is in that video. Ultimately, it boils down to God knowing our experiences, our motives and intentions, and He takes all of that into account when we stand before Him on Judgment Day. Circling back to why all of my videos are private right now, in March of 2021, when our youngest daughter was 6 months old, I was diagnosed with a second brain tumor. We spent the following 6 months not knowing what was going to happen to me, if I was going to end up having seizures suddenly, if I was going to have brain surgery next week, anything. Our lives were so unstable and we did not know what was going on. So by the time that September 2021 rolled around and they gave us the knowledge that the tumor appears stable and I would be able to put off brain surgery for 2 to 3 years, my entire worldview and heart was impacted severely. While I still ascribe to every doctrine that the church teaches, which is why I left Declaration of Truths, a 12-point summary that was written by 2 cardinals, 2 archbishops, and an auxiliary bishop, which is a no nuance way of stating what it is that the church teaches doctrinally, what it has taught, does teach, and always will teach. I've left that video public because that is the foundation of my beliefs. I have also left public the video where I announced that we learned that I can put off brain surgery for 2 to 3 years, because that is the video where I share how I have felt like I've been in a box, how I felt like I couldn't just be myself, just be a person. That for the last 8 years of my life, I felt like I just had to be continuously defending Catholic doctrine, and it didn't feel like I was just being me. I wasn't able to truly demonstrate in a public manner the fruit of my labor. So that's why I came to TikTok, and I say it in that video in September of 2021, where I was just needing fun. I had been in this state of drudgery for so long, for those 6 months, not knowing what was going to happen to me, not knowing what was going to happen to my girls, to my family, and just my whole heart shifted. All that I can really say is how incredibly sorry that I am for stating such essential truths in a way that was not loving, in a way that was blunt and aggressive and ultimately just incongruent with how I would choose to communicate today. And I also want you to know that no matter what, first and foremost, you are a child of God. You are always deserving of His love, no matter where you are in your life, no matter what decisions you are currently making. You never lose your worthiness, you never lose your dignity, and you never lose your right to respect. I need you to understand that that is something that I believe at the very fundamental core of my being. So here on YouTube moving forward, my goal is to clarify these stances that the church teaches. I post once a week. You're going to have to be patient with me. I have to do research. I have to look into the semantics of different particular doctrinal pieces, but I am happy to dialogue with you about them. I agreed to do a skit on TikTok showing how I would respond if my child came to me with LGBTQ feelings, and that skit is going to be done today. I can tell you that the basis of it is going to be approaching with love and understanding while still communicating my beliefs, while supporting them in their beliefs at an age-appropriate level. And beyond my apology to anyone who was hurt by the way that I communicated, Beyond how incredibly sorry I am, I do also want to thank those who have held me accountable to this. It was not an easy decision to take down my past videos, but it did not feel right to me. It did not settle well in my gut that I was cherry picking videos. So I decided I can't trust this. I need to just take them all down. It doesn't matter how much effort I put into this. It is not right that they are up and that I am choosing that certain ones would be or wouldn't be. That said, as time moves on, it is very possible that as I review these videos for old research, anything like that, that I might make some public again if there are ones that every single statement I make is congruent with what I would currently speak today. And I can fully stand behind the one that I'm making public today, heaven, who will be let in. And I will also be maintaining the prayer that I have prayed at the end of every single video for at least the last year, which is I pray that God grants you the resources that you need to draw closer to Him and in turn to those around you. And I do pray that you are able to make it a great day. God bless you, and may we continue to grow in love.